wanna do. She do what she wanna do. Ooh. She do what she wanna do.
She do what she wanna do. Lower to the grave, tell you like it is to your face. She don't play. Every chick down for it all, know that she a boss. No competition, no loss. From the Midwest to the A, Autumn got you tuning in, no delay. Ooh, get you right every time. Keep you laughing on a dime. Tell you truth, no lies. So you can live your best life. Cover all topics, no limits. Got something for your mama and your children, no holding back. No gimmicks coming on strong, get straight to business. Oh yeah.
Do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life.
She do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life,
She
live
do
life.
what she wanna do.
Live life, live life.
She do what she wanna do.
Live life, live life, live life. Live life, live life.
Hey, it's your girl Autumn, and I welcome you back to the Lit Life Podcast, where I encourage you to live your life autonomously. What's up, family? So, look, first and foremost, I'm just going to put it out there that we are experiencing a little bit of a lag. So, if you want to bear with us, I promise it'll be worth the ride. But I got the homie with me up here. We about to talk. Know how I like to do with this music thing. So we are halfway through my decades, my R&B 90s decades situation. We're halfway through. Today we are about to be talking about 1995 with the homie 12 Kyle. Everybody welcome 12 Kyle to the show. Back to the show.
Back in the building. Autumn, the Aries, what's up? Thank you for having me. It's great to be back. What can be better? Talking about R&B from an incredible year, 1995. I got to admit, the series has been incredible. And as a fan, I was a little jealous. So that's why I reached out. I was like, what's up? You ain't gonna have your boy on? Like, I had to get some of this action. So I'm glad. Thank you for having me on. This is gonna be a good ride.
Right. The jealousy did pop right on out on the Bird app.
Hey, I admit it. I admit it.
I was like, let me get the home. Go ahead and pick a year. But the same thing kind of happened with Jay. It wasn't a jealousy thing, but she was just like, she said something that made me think she wanted to be on. So I'm like, let me get the homie in here. I'm good. I can talk through this stuff by myself, but I'm glad that at least for 94 and 95 that I have somebody to talk through it with, because these were tough years for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. But first, and I forgot to ask you before when we did our setup, you already know what time it is, so I hope you got some.
Wait a minute, say that again.
I said, I hope you got something, and I hope you know what time it is, because I forgot to ask you in the pre-show.
Oh, for the oh yeah, I always got somebody. I always got somebody.
All right. Well, here we go. All right, it's our favorite time of the show, y'all. Again, I apologize. We have a little bit of a lag, so just bear with us. I promise it'll be worth the watch. I see a few of y'all in here watching live. Decided to pop up live. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like a live Shut the Fuck Up award. Ain't nothing like it. So, let me tell y'all what the Shut the Fuck Up award is. It is your chance, anybody's chance, to say shut the fuck up to whoever or whatever you want to say shut the fuck up to. I mean, I don't care if it's a policy. I don't care if it's like a house across the street. I don't care if it's like whatever. You could tell it to shut the fuck up, and that's what we're going to do here. So, Kyle, do you have one, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first, but I have one.
Okay, well, go ahead, because you're the guest.
Okay. Mine's gonna be I don't even know the lady's name. I'm just gonna call her Joe Smith's wife. I need her and Joe Smith. Well, not so much as Joe, because I think if you've been following this story, If you don't know, let me just give you a quick synopsis. Joe Smith, former NBA basketball player, was filmed by his wife, who alleges that she, her filming him, she has an OnlyFans account, and that's what's been paying the bills. And Joe responds, and she records his response. Now, all of it looks scripted to me. I thought it was fake, but then she's now on this PR tour where she's, she was on Cameron and Mace's show, and then she was on there today giving Cameron a massage. And it's just, I think he was on Vlad. Just shut up, man. I'm tired. It's like, why does everything in your bedroom have to be for public consumption? Just shut up. I'm tired. Just shut up. I'm done with it.
It is ridiculous. You thought it was fake though?
Yeah, it was fake. Go back and watch it. It's fake.
I'm gonna go watch it. Maybe I didn't. Oh, look, Mary J said, "Hello, girl." Maybe I watched it too fast. I wasn't, and maybe it's just I wasn't like whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's crazy. It's the things that people do to get a bag on. So I'm so tired of the scripts. I'm so tired of the scripts. I'm tired of it. Okay, wait a minute. We got to shut the fuck up award. This is the first time we had a shut the fuck up award in the comments, honey. Okay, she said H Red 26. I want to say shut the fuck up to everybody hating on 3 Stacks instrument he be playing now. Let that man be great. Let's wait for the 17th. How you feeling? Because I know that's your boy. So how you feel about it, Kyle?
Well, first shout out to H Red for tuning in. I'm looking forward to listening. I don't have any expectations, and I think when you go into music not having any expectations, I think that makes it even easier to not be overwhelmed or disappointed by what you may or may not hear. So, he already said he's not rapping, so that removes the element. He's not rapping, he's not singing.
Exactly.
So you're just going to get an instrumental album, and that's it's jazz and jazz infused. And I heard in the interview that he did with NPR in the album. I think he says a lot in that, and he kind of talks about where he is, and I think that's kind of helpful. It's going to be helpful to the listener because he ain't got them bars in him, and he even talks about how difficult it is for him to just sit down and even try to write a rap. So that's where he is, and you got to respect that as an artist. So I'm actually looking forward to listening to it. I ain't gonna hate on it. I'm gonna listen, and now how much I listen to it afterwards, I don't know, but I'll at least listen to it once. So,
right.
What about you?
Same with me. I just feel like he already put it out there that he's not gonna rap. We all know that he's been traveling the world playing this damn flute. Like, what's the outrage? I don't get what the outrage is. But what's been keeping me cracking up is all of the people like saying how they gonna be dancing to it, and they got flute music in the back of people crunking. So I think it's gonna be cool. I think it'll be refreshing in a sense. So I'm actually looking forward to listening to it. So when Friday come, I'm definitely gonna listen to it. So what Mary Jane say? It's called growth. Artists. Yep, you're absolutely right. It's okay to it's okay to switch it up a little bit. Dre is it.
No, Lauryn Hill is not ever dropping an album. Shout out to Dre. Nah,
she ain't.
Lauryn Hill told y'all
she
the
don't
other
even
day that y'all are
concert.
happy. Y'all should be happy she even shows up. So
Yeah.
she did rap on Nas's album, which was dope. She gave us a hot 16. I don't. It's been Autumn. It's been what, 20 years?
It's been a long time.
That album ain't never coming. It ain't, and I've stopped holding my breath. Now I will say, Autumn, I did do a podcast episode on Lauryn Hill and Andre 3000, and about the fact that I didn't think that they'd ever make an album. But so Andre has proved me wrong. Maybe L Boogie's coming at one. Well, let me say, maybe Lauryn Hill is coming because L Boogie ain't ever coming back.
That part. Well, I don't know if Andre really. I don't know if you were wrong, because you would think that he would come back with with a hip hop album. You're not ever thinking he's gonna come with a flute album. So, you're partially right, I guess. All right, so look, so boom, my shut the fuck up award. Let me tell y'all, I be so sick. I be so sick of people some days. Like, so I know you guys, if you haven't been living under a rock at this moment in time in the news, there's a whole lot of stuff going on with Keke Palmer and her baby daddy being abusive. And so he made this recording and came out and said all this, and it was just all this stuff on there. But that's not even who or what I'm telling to shut the fuck up. I'm telling the dude that was in the comments. I don't know who he is, but this dude comes in the comments and says, now, me personally, I'm scrolling the comments looking for a good laugh, because you get if it's a viral tweet out there, I don't care how terrible, I don't care what's wrong, what's bad, what's good, whatever. It's gonna be somebody in the comments that's gonna be funny, and it might not even be intentional. So that's what I'm looking for, right? This dude gonna say, this is why I keep telling y'all to not marry into single parent homes. So he was basically saying her mom was a single parent, and I guess her mom and her dad were married at some point in time, and they're maybe separated or divorced now or something. And I'm like, what is he talking about? So then I, like a dummy, like a clown, I clicked on his profile, because I'm just like, I know every time. He has on his profile, the first picture up there is like with him and like somebody that's not black, but whatever. I don't know what the relationship is. And then the second, or I scroll down the timeline, and he has several articles that he's like retweeted or went into, commented under people's stuff saying all women, this is exactly what he said, all women have lied about being sexually assaulted. All women at some point in their life, all women. I'm like, I said, it's not even worth me tweeting back, because I was really about to call him a bitch, but whatever. I was just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not, what I'm saying, it is what it is, because why would you say something like that? Like, shut the fuck up, like, for real. So,
wow,
it was bad, right. So, okay, boom. So let's go ahead and get into it, because actually, so this series, y'all, I've been doing 3 albums. We actually got 4 albums to cover tonight. Again, the year is 1995. Let me see if I get my little slide deck up or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? See if we can get this popping off, because I be a little technical. Oh, can you see it? Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, you don't get this on the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm not that technical.
Is it this one? Here we go. I figured it out a couple weeks ago. Was able, put a little PowerPoint together. You know what I'm saying? So, again, a decade of R&B. Right. A decade of R&B. This is volume 6, 1995. And we got 12 Kyle up first with the first album that we gonna talk about. So let's see what it is. What y'all know about Groove Theory? Come on, 12 Kyle. Tell us about Groove Theory.
First up, if for those of you not listening, and now mine aren't in a particular, well, I'll tell you what the order is, but mine aren't in a particular order. But first up, one of the bangers that I remember from 1995 was Groove Theory. Man, this album was, if you were outside in 1995, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you how dope this album was. I mean, like, for me, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. I was at a different stage in my life because I was in college at the time at South Carolina State University, trying to graduate. And I did in 96. But this album, Autumn, I mean, it got me through some good times, some rough times. This was a bang. I mean, Amela Rue singing, Bryce Wilson, they're the 2 members of the group. Fortunately, you don't hear him sing, but her voice is melodic, and this album for me from start to finish was and still is a cold ass album.
Okay. So is there anything you wanna go through the track list? You wanna talk about what tracks you wanna talk, is it a no skip?
Oh,
Like what is it?
oh,
Talk to
okay.
me.
Autumn is nah. There's no skips on this album. Not for me. Um,
Okay.
this album. I mean, it starts off with 10 Minute High, which is I think is a great start off to an album, and then the album just kind of flows. Like this is one of those albums that you could clean the kitchen to, clean the house to, cut the grass to. It's it's I think it's so melodic and so it's a full album. It's a complete album. Of course the single was Tell Me, um which everybody loves that joint. And fun fact, Autumn, there's a guy singing background on Tell Me, a guy by the name of Trey Lorenz. Trey Lorenz and I are we went to the same high school. We grew up around the corner. We actually used to sing together in the choir. Well, he was the singer in the choir, I should say. I was in the choir with Trey. So shout out to Trey. But yeah, Tell Me is a dope song. Um, I mean, every song just kind of flows. Hello, it's me, good to me, Angel, keep trying. Even when she closes out with Boy at the Window, man, that is it's just so cold. So like it's one of those albums that I think always takes me back to 95, but it also takes me back to the time where we had complete albums. Like you asked me about skips. Now you could probably listen to it. Maybe it might be a couple of songs that you might skip, but this is a complete album. It's not like today's R&B where you got half a song and an interlude and whatever. But it's a dope ass album. My favorite song on the album is Hello, It's Me. You want to play that?
Yep, I'm gonna play a little piece of it.
And I'm gonna mute my mic and sing.
You think I should, baby? See, I never want to make you change. Don't change things. You got to keep it the same. Don't
A
change.
jam, a bop. For real. You said
I just
11
figured
and
out who
8
Jay
was
Greer
11
is.
and 8. Not you just figured out who Jay. Not you just figured this out.
Yeah, I just figured out who Jay Greer is. Okay. And she said
Okay. All right.
I just casually dropped that. I know Trey Lorenz. She's funny. Hello, Jay Greer.
Okay, so that was a good one. So it sounded like the people in the comments was listening to Groove Theory back then too. That is a bop. Hello, It's Me. I love that song. Like it's real. It's one of them. You just gotta sway. You just gotta sway to it. Like it is definitely a jam. Okay, all right. So we got 3 more albums to go. Let me go ahead. I didn't. So it's 12 Kyle and I talked about these, and I typically like to use the element of surprise. I'm pretty sure y'all know that by now, right? Like I'm just that person. So, but I had to talk to him because I knew that at least one of these albums that we're going to talk about, we have in common. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just go ahead and put it out here, and we don't have to do the guessing game, whatever. Well, this might be a surprise, kind of, because of kind of like the flow of like the albums that I've been choosing. But this is the R&B album that I chose to spotlight. The Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. No? No?
No.
Yes. Why?
This is a very, 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 very good album.
Look at
But I
my
don't like
face.
I don't
Why?
Cause it got played to death in my house.
Okay.
Okay, so let me give
right.
you context. I
Okay.
was
I
with my
get it.
girl and we just moved in together. and my girl, now my wife, but she was my girl at the time. We were in college, and this album got played forever. I was just like, yo, do we have anything else in here for you to play? Like, this shit is like getting on my nerves. But it's a dope album. And Jay's
so
correct.
it was just overplayed.
Not Gonna Cry. I absolutely can't stand that song. Yeah,
they really did. I mean, they really did play it out. That is one song on the album that they did play out. But one thing about this album is you cannot deny that Babyface did his damn thing on this album. Every single song.
Oh, no doubt.
Every single song. Like, first of all, let's just talk about who was all on it. The Whitney Houston.
Yeah, talk about it.
The Whitney Houston. You had Toni Braxton. You had Aretha Franklin. Queen Aretha. Okay? You had TLC. You had Sonya Marie. You had Shaka Khan. Did I say Mary J. Blige already? But that you ain't even got to say that. You already know Mary J. Blige is on there. You had Shantae Moore, Patti LaBelle, CeCe Winans. Now, I'm not really sure exactly who Shanna is. The song "How Could You Call Her Baby." I remembered the song when I was like listening to it. Oh yeah, Brandy. Did I say Brandy? I think I said Brandy. But I didn't really remember exactly who that person was. Like, I couldn't picture her or whatever, and I couldn't picture For Real either. It was a group, right? Like, but I couldn't. It wasn't registering with me who they were or whatever. But let me just go down the track list real quick. Well, first of all, I am always interested to see like how much the record sold or whatever. And this particular album went 7 times platinum in the United States. Oh wait, what comment? We got a little bit of a lag too, y'all, so bear with us.
She's talking about ignoring my PTSD. That's what she's talking about. JB and J.
Right. We got a little lag, y'all. So anyways, I'll keep going. 7 times platinum in the United States.
Go ahead.
Okay, good. Europe went platinum once, went platinum in Canada, went platinum in Japan. I mean, the girls were singing. And I say girls because it was all women on here. It was all women songs. So, you know, we got to start out. Uh-oh, did I take it down? Oh, look, I just left the comment up there. So let's start out. We had Excel Shoop Shoop. They played that out. Now a part of me, like 12%, is kind of with Kyle on this because I'm not even speaking in his house, but just overall like radio play, like they played these songs to death. They really did. Like it was so much. But Exhale, Why Does It Hurt So Bad? Well, okay, y'all know Exhale was Whitney Houston, and Why Does It Hurt So Bad was also Whitney Houston, which was my jam. Like, why was she singing on here the way that she was singing on here? Like, I just don't even understand. Then Toni Braxton came in with Let It Flow, like just flowing. I mean, like it was just, and then after the Let It Flow, It Hurts Like Hell, Aretha Franklin. Like, I don't know who don't be trying to sing that song and scream it from the top of their lungs every time that like you just instantly want to cry when you hear that song. It's kind of sad. Then you had Brandy, yep, Sitting Up in My Room. Y'all remember the video? So cute. And then This Is How It Works by TLC. And then we had Not Gonna Cry, which apparently is Kyle's favorite song. I could do without. Jay said I could do without Not Gonna Cry. Everybody sang this at the talent shows. They sure did, but I'll never get enough of anything with any Whitney Houston songs. Right? They did. I mean, it was played the fuck out. I'm sorry. I mean, they played it. I can listen to it now, but back then, honestly, I had this. It was just too much. They just kept playing it. One of my favorites on here was My Funny Valentine. My Funny Valentine, that Shaka Khan sang, she did a great job. Like, I really loved that song as well. And also, I think I told y'all, like, the whole album was produced pretty much by Babyface. And he wrote a few of these songs as well. So you had the Sonya Marie. Wasn't sure who Sonya Marie was either, but I did remember the song when I heard it. All Night Long. Wait a minute. What is 12 Kyle saying in the comments? Let me see. Is there any American woman that does not love this album in America? Oh. I mean, you have to. So you're saying it's the men that didn't like it? Well, it don't matter. It went to a whole bunch of times platinum, so I don't think it matters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, and then you had Shantae Moore, Way You had My Love, Sweet Love by Miss Patti LaBelle. You know, she got up there hollering. Kissing You by the Faith Evans. You had Love Will Be Waiting at Home by For Real. How Could You Call Her Baby by Shanna. I think it's Shanna, how you say it. And then Count on Me with Whitney Houston and CeCe Winans. My favorite song on here, let's see. My favorite song on this album was, y'all want to know what's funny? I didn't even put it on the playlist. Hold on. It was, I feel like doing the Michael Scott drum roll. It was, what's y'all favorite song on here? What's y'all favorite? You know Miss Patty.
We know
Miss Patty.
We know what the favorite song is.
It's not Gonna Cry though. You thought that's what this is what it was. Like, no, it's not Gonna Cry. I too was tired of hearing it as well. That was it, because I think maybe, like, I loved all of them, but I feel like maybe it was because I related so much more to Brandy. We already know yours is TLC. We already know. Let's see. Eric said he enjoys this album. Thanks for tuning in, Eric. You get 12 calls. How about you? Sure, you so that go crazy.
That's my cousin.
And then
I don't think. I think he's being funny.
You think he being funny? Yours was mine was Way You. Okay, all right. So y'all enjoyed it. Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving right on along, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this next album, I'm gonna just shut up. I ain't gonna say nothing, because I have heard 12 Kyle talk about this album before. I'm not gonna say one word. Y'all are in for a treat. If you have never heard him talk about this album, you are in for a treat. Take it away, 12 Kyle.
The next album I think is the best album to come out in 1995. I can make a case that is one of the best, if not the best album to come out in the 90s. It is the solo debut album from Michael D'Angelo Archer, aka D'Angelo. And it's entitled Brown Sugar. This album is phenomenal. When you consider the fact that he made this, he wrote this, produced by the legendary Bob Power, mixed and produced by Bob Power. This is a phenomenal album. It's an album I think that, at least for me, when I listen to it, like, you hear something different every time. And really, I think the thing that's impressive, if you remember when this album came out, if you were outside in 95, like there was no rollout. Like he had a buzz, I guess, like during his time leading up to this album. He wrote some songs, but I mean he was a relatively unknown, and he was coming out of a place, Richmond, Virginia, that really wasn't known for producing, you know, the kind of talent that he had. Not to say there wasn't talent coming out of Richmond, but this album dropped in 1995, and when I tell you everybody had this album, Autumn, everybody. If you didn't have this album, something was wrong with you. This album to this day goes. It goes, it flows. I mean, like it's an album that honestly, I never get tired of listening to it. You know how like we say sometimes that albums, you know, fall out of rotation. This album never fell out of my rotation, Autumn. Never. I still listen to this album at least like once every 2 weeks. It's all the time. It's consistent. First it starts off with Brown Sugar, which I had to break it down when I did an episode. That song is about weed. It's not about a woman. It's about weed. It's just like Rick James's ode to Mary Jane. It's about weed. If you think I'm lying, read the lyrics. It's about weed, right? And it's just
I was blown away when I first heard that.
You were one of the people that reached out to me. He was like, "You sure?" I was like, "Autumn, go listen to it and go read the lyrics." I was like, he's not talking about a woman. He's talking about weed. All right. Come on, man. I mean, what we talking about? All right is like, that's his second song. So it's like, he's like, I ain't really playing with y'all, but I'm gonna play with y'all for a minute. Jones in My Bones is the next track, which sounds like just a jam, a dope ass jam session. Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine, another smoker. It's a killer track. It's a killer track. But this is where the album kind of takes off after that. SDMF. That song, now I just gave you the abbreviation, but the song is called Shit Damn Motherfucker. There is nobody else in the history of music that's ever made a song about curse words, and it's been a smoker. And I mean, if you listen to what he's talking about, his woman cheating on him, he kills them, and it's like he still has you feeling like you didn't just listen to a song where somebody got murdered in the song, and it's an R&B song, and it's an R&B dude. Come on, man, what are we talking about? And then we get to track 6, which personally I think is the dopest track on the album. I mentioned this on the podcast, and it's worth repeating. There's a piano solo in the song Smooth. It's track 6, right? It's my favorite song. It's one of my favorite songs, period, in music. There's a piano solo. About 5 years ago, I bought a piano. It's in my house. I said, Autumn, once I mastered that song, I was going to throw my piano away. I didn't need it no more because that piano solo is so cold. But I'm going to let you play a clip so that people can hear what I'm talking about.
Okay, hold on.
Keep
on talking. I'm gonna play it at the end when you're done and talk about the album.
Okay. Then we get the next track, Cruising, which is a remake of Smokey. No disrespect to Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson could have never done this. He could have never done it like D'Angelo did it. Then the next track, When We Get By, I mean another banger.
Well, wait, why Smokey couldn't have did it? Why Smokey couldn't have did it like that?
Autumn, you seen Smokey like 85 years old right now, still trying to sing about weed and women and all. I'm like, Smokey, sit your old ass down. He couldn't have done it like this. Even he said D'Angelo's version is better than his. Yeah, he's doing way too much. Then we get to the next track, Lady. Come on, man. The only debate about Lady was Lady the best version or the remix version? Which one was better, the original or the remix? Personally, I like the remix, but I mean, because it's got the Primo remix with AZ. Dope video with Badu, and I think it's is that Biggie's daughter? I think is in the video. No, it's not Biggie's daughter. I think it's Faith's daughter. So anyway, so that, and then the last track on the album. Come on, man, Higher. This is an R&B album, Autumn, and he ends it on a church song. That is a gospel song. Higher is a gospel song. And so for him to blow you away for all of these tracks and then come back with this at the end, I mean, it's a phenomenal album. Again, this is my number one album from 95. Personally, I think you can make a case that it's the best album in the 90s, period, male, female, or anything. But if you're an R&B fan, if for some reason you were hiding under rock, if for some reason you weren't born in 95, or you weren't around, or maybe you weren't outside, maybe your parents hadn't had sex yet, go listen to this album. As soon as you finish listening to this podcast, go listen to this album. It is a must. It is a personal favorite of mine. And again, it never left my rotation. This album, along with Voodoo, I've done podcasts about it. If you want to hear more of me rambling and spewing facts on this album, but I love this album. Love D'Angelo as an artist. And it's dope.
So before I get into playing what your favorite song is on here, Smooth, we can't talk about D'Angelo without talking about the rise of neo soul, right? Because everywhere that I've ever whenever I research or I'm looking up stuff relative to neo soul, because y'all know my favorite neo soul artist is the neo soul Mr. Love King himself, Raheem DeVaughn. I'm still waiting on you to come on the show, but whatever.
Oh Lord.
It's always been said that D'Angelo,
I
have to. It's always been said that D'Angelo was the person who opened the door for the neo soul feel. So do you feel that way too? I mean, I know neo soul is just like a step across the street from R&B. I know that's what it is. Like, it's very much the same. I feel like it's more of a softer R&B, because if you think about it, especially in the 90s, if you think about R&B in the 90s, you got that deep like soul from somebody like a Casey, you know, people who grew up in the church singing, stuff like that. You got that type of, and then you had D'Angelo come along, and he has this very mellow, very just walk with me type of music. Like, do you think that, how do you think that we have to always mention him when it comes to neo soul? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think he's definitely mentioned, and I think he's worthy of being mentioned because he was definitely one of the first, if not the first. And I definitely know when this album came out, we weren't calling it neo soul, but it was just something different. It was something new. It was something fresh. It was something. It was a different vibe. It was something that made you feel good, and so like it was appealing to us because it wasn't necessarily. It was just real smooth. Neo soul is like, you can ask 10 different people what neo soul is, and they'll give you 15 different answers. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, it's soul music. It's fueled with funk. It's fueled with jazz. It's fueled with a little bit of hip hop. And it's also music that is just really soothing and melodic. Where in R&B, you got different types of genres of R&B, and I think he was able to kind of touch on all of it. And again, like I said, he did most of this music himself, so that made it even more special to me. But you definitely have to mention it, because I don't think you can talk about neo soul without mentioning this album or his next album, Voodoo.
Yep, he wrote pretty much the entire album. What it looks like outside of Cruising. He produced everything though. Lady, he wrote that with Raphael Sadiq. So yeah, he really did. And it looks like it went platinum once in the United States. It went gold in the United Kingdom. It was on U.S. Billboard top R&B hip hop albums. It peaked at number 4. So you know what I'm saying? D'Angelo did his thing. So let's go ahead and play just a little clip of Kyle's favorite song, which is Smooth.
Play it.
question is, did you master it? Did you do it? Like, did you?
No, I haven't. I haven't because these kids need that piano. 'Cause but once I master it, if I master that song, there's no need for that piano to be in my house anymore.
I thought you just said the kids need it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, but if I master the song, then I'm gonna throw the piano away. It has no use. It
Okay.
doesn't. So it's here. So I'm gonna get to it at some point. I'm gonna get to it. But once I master it, I'm gonna put the video on IG, put it on the podcast, and let everybody hear me play.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna hold you to that. So Jay said neo soul, new soul, a modern take on our parents' soul artists, definitely had a jazz funk feel to it. It did, and it was like he said, it was very melodic. It was just so like smooth. Like there was no stress or strain in any notes. Like all of the music was very, the instruments, everything just seemed so much softer, I guess you can kind of say, than your traditional R&B. So let me take a deep breath before we get into this next album, because I'm gonna tell you what, I've been talking about this album all damn year. All year I've been talking about this album. Matter of fact, since last year. Like I've really, really been talking about this album. It's always been it's probably my second favorite R&B album. It's probably my second favorite R&B album. I think I knew, when Kyle and I were talking on Twitter about this, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we have this one alike. And I thought this was actually going to be his number one. I forgot Brown Sugar also dropped at the same time. But when I emailed him, I'm like, this, and he was like, actually, and I'm like, okay. But I'm going to tell y'all what. This one right here. This one right here. This one. This very album. This particular album. Faith. Debut album. Faith. Like, bro. I don't even like. Sometimes I don't have the words to describe how good this album is for me. Like, I cannot even, like, how do you have, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say it because, I just got to get this part out. How do you have an album that the last 3 songs, it goes out like that? It goes out so great. It goes out like you can't, I don't know an album that does that aside from this one. Like, I get to them, this is a no skip album for me. This is a no skip album for me. However, when I get to them last 3 songs gonna repeat every single time. I'm gonna play 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna rewind it back 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna rewind it back 1, 2, 3. It's just like, that's how I have to listen to it. It was just, I don't really know how she did it, but let's see who's on it. Let's see who helped her with it. So basically, she wrote the whole album. Let's start there.
Yep.
She wrote the whole album. She had a little bit of help from Mary J. Blige, LaTanya Blige, Gordon Chambers, Chucky Thompson, may he rest in peace. This man Chucky Thompson.
Yeah, rest in peace.
This man, like, I felt like I was reading something about him when he was being a producer or a video or something about this, and I was damn near in tears, like, because I'm like, how do you produce something like this? How do you produce such a masterpiece? How do you do that? Like, how do you do it? I don't know. I could go on. I could continue to tell y'all how great this album is, but let me go ahead and just get into the track list. Kyle, is there anything you want to say before I get into the track list?
This album, I mean, like, I can't tell you how much I played this album. Like I'm glad I had a CD, because if I had a tape, I would have popped the tape. It stayed in my. I mean, like, and it was one of those albums that you listen to it all the way through. Like there was no messing around. You put it on and you just let it go. I mean, and Faith, we knew Faith was. I knew she could sing. And what was interesting was like some of the earlier discussion about Faith was like, oh, she sounds like Mary J. Blige. No, she doesn't. She doesn't sound like Mary J. Blige.
No, they did say that, and
She had a
does sound
sound
nothing
and a
like
unique
her.
voice, and they both had nothing like her. Nothing like her. But it was I love this album. Like, it's one of those ones that I bought when it came out, and I wasn't even slightly disappointed at all. And she does this on a rap label. Keep that in mind. You know,
Yep.
it's hard to be a singer on a rap album. I mean, a rap label. It's very hard. So for her to have this kind of album, and really for Puff not to get in the way of this album, because it doesn't sound anything like, what Puff did with Mary J. Blige, and rightfully so. It's not supposed to. So I thought it was dope, start to finish.
Yeah, it was very different. Very different. She has a very different style. So Mary has a distinct voice. Whenever Mary sings, who she is. Faith is the same way. That's why I never understood the comparison. I think it just had a lot to do with their connections to Puffy, and I still don't get it. Like, it still doesn't really make a whole lot of sense that they compared the two. Like, the styles were just completely different in my opinion. And to this day, Faith is still singing these songs down. Like, lately, there's been clips of her going around. Some old. I think it was one that was a little more recent. But she still is singing these songs down. Like, you can't not love this album. So, let's see. It charted on the top R&B hip hop albums at number 2. It went platinum in the United States once. So a couple of stats it's still going platinum in my house, so I don't even really care. And again, and I didn't mean to not say Puffy, because he did have a lot to do with it. He was they was the what was the Hitman or whatever, him and Chucky, I think that's what they called themselves. So they did, this was a collaborative effort. Yeah. So, track list real quick, Faith. I feel like singing all of it. I'm not going to. I felt like I was just about to go ahead and say I got the Faith. I was just about to say it, but I'm not going to do it. So she had an interlude again, back when interludes were a thing. And then she had No Other Love. So No Other Love was like, it almost sounded like you're marching or something. Do that make sense? The cadence of it, like, but it was a jam. It was like, it was the beat. Yeah, it was like, but she did so well over that. I don't know if there's too many people that could have gotten away with that. Like, when I really sit and think about it, but she did good. And then you have Falling in Love. And that's the one that Mary J. Blige and LaTanya Blige helped to co-write, and Gordon Chambers. Then you had Ain't Nobody. Again, Faith wrote just about all of these songs on here. Another interlude, another bomb interlude, You Are My Joy. And then you really start getting into the heavy hitting parts of the album. Okay? You got Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Love Don't Live Here Anymore. Wasn't it a remake?
Yes.
That's what I thought. That's what I was about to say.
I'm trying to think I don't know who the original was. It somebody else did it. I can't remember. I can look it up, but I remember
Miles Gregory.
It's a remake.
Was the writer on it? Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, maybe I guess I could click right here and see what it's like. Written by Miles Gregory. Oh, recorded by Rose Royce. It was recorded by Rose Royce. That's who did it.
Rose Royce.
Yeah, a jam. Like, she did very well, very, very well with that song. And then you had, was this her first single? No, her first single was wait, was it? Let me see. Was that the first?
I think the first single was "You Used to Love Me." I think. Yeah, "You Used to Love Me." It was released
yeah.
July
Okay,
13th,
so
1995.
but then you got but the one I'm talking about is "Come Over," because baby, I don't care.
Okay.
People say women do not apologize. I don't know what old girl did. I don't know what sis did. But she really had to get on that mic and let whoever the hell she was talking to know. I don't know if it was Biggie. I don't know who it was. But she had to let them know that
Of
when
course,
she
it was
got
Big Papa.
home, she was. Did she love that man, Dirty Draws? She loved that man, okay?
Oh, come on now. Big Papa.
Oh my
Come on now.
God. She loved that man. So, I mean, I wonder what happened. Every time I
You
hear
gotta
this song, I
remember,
be like,
too, you got to remember they met each other, I think, on a video shoot or something like that, and they got married like 6 days later. There wasn't a long courtship or anything like that. Like, they immediately hit it off. So, he charmed her, I guess. I don't know.
talk about love at first sight, I guess. But it was that I'm just trying to figure out what she did to have to
Well,
apologize to that man like that. That's all I
it
want.
wasn't love, Autumn.
It wasn't. What was it?
It was the loving.
It was the loving. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
It was the loving.
was it though? Okay. Well, whatever. A
No,
jam
it had.
though.
Come on, Autumn. Think about it. Think about it like this, Autumn. It had to be. If you gonna marry somebody after 6 days, I know you 6 days, and I'm gonna marry you. Come on now. It's got to be the draws. Come on now. What we talking about here?
I
He
don't
got
think
the
I had no.
draws.
I don't think I had.
Draws.
I don't think I had no draws like that. That made me want to marry him after 6 days.
Before I derail your podcast.
All right. So I'm just saying. So, anyways,
Maybe,
come over,
maybe
a jam. And then what happens? Boom, we go right into soon as I get home. Or, come over and soon as I get home kind of go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They kind of go hand in hand. Right. Talk about next subject, please. A jam. You had all this love, and then you had another interlude, which the 90s, they always had that "Thank You Lord" interlude up on their track, so it just never failed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the single "You Used to Love Me," which again was just another real nice, smooth, pretty song. Like, it was pretty. It was like a heartbreak type of a song, but it was a pretty song, right? And then you had "Give It to Me," and I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie. I'm rushing because I want to get to these last three. I'm not even gonna sit up here and hold you, even though, again, no skips for me on this album. But baby, when you get to "Give It to Me," that's when it all starts. That's when the whole story starts. That's when I feel like I did not want this album to end at 14, or not "Give It to Me," but you don't understand. Not "Give It to Me," but you don't understand. I did not want you don't understand. When that song started playing, I felt like there needed to be 20 more songs on the track. Flat out. Because it's like she was really trying to pour her heart out on this track.
Of course.
And then you go right into "Don't Be Afraid," where she is like, what are you afraid of? Don't be afraid. I want to know what. So it's like she had so many emotions on this album. And she wrote it, so she was definitely feeling whatever the hell was going on. She was feeling all of this, I believe. That's just how I look at it. She went through a roller coaster of emotions on this album.
Of course.
But then, as a finale, how do you end up? I guess you had to end it on. I guess this is how you had to end it, right? Did you have to end it? Would you have put "Reasons" anywhere else on this album?
No, it has to. This has to be the last track. And I didn't even realize this until I think I was hanging out. We were at a party or some house party or something like that, kickback or whatever, and somebody had the tape. And Reasons wasn't on the tape. And I was like, where's Reasons? They was like, what do you mean? I was like, but then I realized Reasons is only on the CD. That's it. If you had the tape, you shit out of luck. So yeah, Reasons is the quintessential song. Now, my favorite song on the album is All This Love. When she hits that la la la, man, listen.
Oh yes, you should have told me we
but
could
it was
play
crazy.
it. Let's see.
I love that song. Yeah, so
Let me-
no, I mean it's
let
cool
me-
because Reasons
No,
is
we have to. Let's see. All This Love. No, we gonna play this song.
oh my god, yes.
A jam.
Okay, what are you
It
playing
really
then?
is a jam. I am. I'm looking for it.
You got
There
all the
go.
toys over there. See, we don't get this on the 12 count.
Oh, it came right on the first.
You got me singing. La 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 la
Y'all ain't fucking with this album. I'm telling you. Oh, sing, girl! Oh! I'm listening to it as soon as we get up off of here. But let me go ahead and get to my favorite song on this track. And the fact of the matter is also, like, when I'm done doing the 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 repeat, then I just put this song on repeat for the rest of however many hours I got left to do whatever I got to do. And that is Reasons.
Right.
You give me the reason, yeah, every day to love you more. Give it to me, I want to.
Child, I'ma have to as soon as we done. Like, I don't know what it is about that song when I get in my car and it starts to play and I just have to put it on repeat and just roll around the city wherever it is I'm going to, the grocery store, wherever, and I be loud and wrong.
Right.
Never fails. So that, my friends, is how we do 1995. Let's see what
Great
Jay
year.
said. Come Over is my favorite. Come Over is a jam. You might got to put that on the Get the Draw CD on mixtape. Come Over.
Oh yeah. There's a
Yeah.
reason why she there's a reason why she got that on her. That's the reason why she mentioned that.
Right. Like, I think
I see you,
that's
Jay.
what. Oh, you said that's why Jay mentioned it. Anywho.
Exactly.
But
I know the
listen,
vibes.
I want
I know
to
the
thank
vibes. You ain't
you.
full of nobody, Jay.
I want to thank you, 12 Kyle. Look, she said, oh, it is and is. Okay, then. I feel you.
See? I know.
So, look, I want to thank you for coming and discussing 1995 with me. Like I said, 94 and 95. I don't know
Man,
why
thank you for
they were
having me. This has been fun.
for sure. I don't know why they were just a tad bit difficult for me, like to pick like 3 complete albums for me. Like I feel what I've noticed about listening to all of these, and I've said this in the previous years that I've covered, is I feel like I listen to the more complete albums now as opposed to sometimes back then. You see what I'm saying? Like some of them, and actually vice versa. Like some of them, like again, Jodeci. What was it? The After Party or whatever, that one. That was in '95. I probably listened to that off the charts back then, but now the play value isn't there for me like that for that particular album. So, and there was just a couple of
right.
Now they got some heavy. It's some shit on there, but it's like the whole like a complete album. The replay value wasn't there for me, and that was the case for a few different albums that I know that that I was researching and listening to, because I will sit and listen to all of the albums before I make a choice. So if I eyeball them and say, okay, these 5, I'm gonna listen to all of them, and then I'll be like, I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying? And then I just keep going until I find. And this time it was a little bit hard, but I knew who was gonna be on there, and that was Faith Evans. I knew that for a fact. so 12 I know
you know what it is. I think even when you started talking about doing it. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay. No, I mean, like, I think ultimately what happens is the idea of taking, a decade of music and then trying to condense it into 3 albums. That it's a lot harder than you think. I could be able to knock this out, and it's not that easy, because like I told you, I thought about just the idea of even thinking about doing it for rap. That's it's tough because you have so many albums that you like, and then like you said, once you go back and revisit some of them, you remember it, but not feel the same now. I feel the 3 albums that we talked about, Groove Theory, Faith, and Brown Sugar. I mean, no, I still love those albums and still play them and still listen to them consistently now. Me and my boy Eclectic, we did an album review on Faith's album, and I mean, it was different because we normally talk about hip hop, but you had 2 grown ass men glowingly drooling over this album because it's just incredibly dope, and we had some of the same feelings, some of the same thoughts on all of these songs. But it's not easy. It's not easy. So salute to you for even thinking of the idea of doing this, because it's especially some of the earlier years. Now maybe as you get past 95, 96, 97, it might be a little bit easier for you because music kind of changed a little bit. But when you were going through those first couple of years, I was like, without even looking it up, I was like, oh, this ain't gonna be easy, because it's hard to pick just 3 and just say these are 3 of the best albums, because it's always up for debate. But no, thank you for having me on here. This has been dope. I like I said, I had to admit I was a little jealous. I was like, yo, pick me. I want to get on. I need to get on here and talk about 95. So I'm glad you did, and I'm glad we got a chance to get it done.
Yes, me too. So I know that you're streaming also to your platform, and welcome to all of 12 Kyle's guests that are tuning in from his platform. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and hit the subscribe or the favor, whatever it is you see us at. But all right, but 12 Kyle, go ahead and let everybody at the Lit Life Podcast, as if they don't already know, let the Liddy committee know how they can find you.
Well, thank you for letting me be on the Liddy committee. This young lady will be back on my podcast soon. We're going to be talking about one of her favorite groups, Jodeci. We did an episode before, and we did a breakdown of the Jodeci album, the debut album. And I think I might have said 4 words on that whole episode. I didn't really talk that much. I just let Autumn go. But if you want to check my podcast out, it's called the 12 Kyle Podcast. A new episode drops every Thursday, so there'll be one at the time of this recording in a few hours. Every Thursday we drop bonus episodes from time to time on Sundays. You can catch the podcast on all streaming platforms. I have a YouTube channel. You can check it out there. You want to see the audio, the visual. And yeah, check it out. And if you want to follow me on socials, 12 Kyle across the board. And again, thanks for having me on, man. This has been fun. Always fun to get down with my girl.
Yes, always, always. And we will be doing this again soon. I'm pretty sure we will find something to talk about. But yeah, everybody,
Yes.
thanks for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. If you're just tuning in and just listening, I appreciate you guys as well. If this is your first time here, I appreciate you. Welcome back to everybody that came back. And until you hear me or us and see us again, peace.